USL Cup Saturday slate closes in SoCal at Lancaster Municipal Stadium. USL League One's AV Alta and Orange County of the championship are without a point 2 rounds into this tournament, but only one can get into the W column in round 3. Prinx Tires USL Cup is presented by ESPN+. And hello, welcome, my name is Ryan Lee. Thank you for joining us. These two have met one time before, and that was in last year's Open Cup. A back and forth affair where 90 minutes solved nothing, and 120 minutes also solved nothing. But with the US Open Cup, a late tying goal up from Orange County would not only force things into extra time, but it would also force things into penalties, where Denzel Smith held strong in between the pipes, and Miguel Pajaro would close out the cup sets for AV Alta, the then USL League One newcomers. As we take a look at our table, and so far both AV Alta and Orange County have been completely held off, both in terms of wins and in terms of points. But they might have a chance to recoup on some of the teams that have already played some of their third games of this tournament. Take a look at Phoenix Rising or New Mexico, and what could potentially be once you have round 4 coming up later as our standard. We're presented by JT4. As for AV Alta, it was a tough going last time around in the second round against El Paso Locomotive. Things held pretty tight for the entire first half. It seemed like things could have been gotten on the right foot, but a red card would derail things for Alta, where El Paso would take the 2-0 lead there. But a lot of differences are being made, and the player to watch is brought to you by Waste Management, or Santiago Higuereta, one of the youngest goal scorers across all of USL League One history. He's the youngest goal scorer this year. Got a goal in his debut against New York Cosmos a couple weeks ago. They look to him again to start this lineup. As for Orange County, it's been a different side of the coin, but it's been an up and down season, but it's been a real downer in the USL Cup so far. Against Phoenix Rising a couple weeks back, things just didn't go as Orange County would have expected. Although they did tie things up at 1-1, where they did have a chance to maybe close things out against Rising, Phoenix would close things out when it was all said and done. 2-1 was the final in round 2, where Phoenix would get the 3 points on Orange County. But a familiar face in USL League One circles enters the fray as our Orange County player to watch, also presented by Waste Management. Lion McKinnon leads the way for Orange County as not only a prior USL League One Golden Boot won MVP back in 2024, he also leads Orange County in 2026 regular season. Is a claim dominance over LA County. Orange County, AV Alta, lineups and kickoff are next.
It's time to march to the mountains with a free lift ticket giveaway. Book your stay now at BigBear.com and receive complimentary lift tickets to Bear Mountain or Snow Summit. Stay 2 nights between March 1st and the end of ski season, and you can redeem your free lift tickets with qualifying reservations. Spend $250 to $599 and receive 1 lift ticket. Spend $600 or more and receive 2, while supplies last. Tickets are valid through the end of ski season, subject to date change. Book now at BigBear.com.
When it comes to healthcare, you want all aspects of your care to connect and to work in harmony. Introducing Southwest Healthcare, a comprehensive network of care working together to serve you and your loved ones. Palmdale Regional Medical Center is proud to be a part of this new, expanded system. Our goal is to provide high-quality healthcare services that benefit you, your family, and our entire community. Experience health in harmony today with the new Southwest Healthcare.
Toyota of Lancaster's Buy Local and Save sales event is on. Come down today to save big on hundreds of vehicles in stock. Cars, SUVs, trucks, hybrids, and more. We have new vehicles arriving daily. In the market for a used vehicle? Toyota of Lancaster has a massive selection of used and Toyota certified used vehicles to choose from. Drive with confidence in the vehicle you deserve. Bad credit, no problem. Toyota of Lancaster will make your vehicle purchase safe, simple, and fun. Shop online at toyotaoflancaster.com. Toyota of Lancaster. Buy local and save.
Prinx Tires is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Built for practical performance and the long haul, Prinx delivers reliability for everyday drivers like you. Visit PrinxTireUSA.com to learn more. Starting lineups are presented by Visit Palmdale. With miles of hiking trails and a thriving art scene, plenty of lodging, and a rich aerospace industry, Palmdale is the perfect launching spot for your high desert adventure. For AV Alta, changing up a lot of things in this lineup, including the front three. Colin Anderson leading the way, only 1 goal, 1 assist for him so far. Figueroa being one of the youngest goal scorers, giving him an opportunity, as Jabril Doumbia is between the pipes, only 1 game in the regular season. As for Orange County, relying on some of the young guys so far, including their leading playmaker in Chris Hagar and Liam McKinnon, the leading goal scorer along the left side of the formation. And getting off of Alex Rando, Tetsuya Cardono is the starting goalkeeper for OCSC. A lot of interesting history between AV Alta and Orange County SC as we begin here at Lancaster Municipal Stadium. AV Alta will start with their direction going left to right in the all green. Orange County, orange and black, going right to left in the opening half of play as Ryan Lee, our entire ESPN Plus crew. And for those watching on KCAL regionally, thank you so much for joining us here in Lancaster, where it has been quite an up and down affair for both teams so far in 2026. For AV Alta, a bit of a sluggish start to the year before finally gaining some of their form back later on. As for Orange County, they haven't really had the best go of it in the USL Cup, despite being a top 2 seed in the Western Conference in regular season play. In the USL Cup, both teams have been completely blanked off, as no teams either have wins or points going into today. Orange County pushing it deep. Liam McKinnon racing back. He starts the attack for Orange County into the middle before it's caught by Jabril Doumbia. Injury report brought to you by Southwest, none reported on either side. The only absence for Orange County is Jameer Johnson. He is out on international duty with the USA U18s until the 9th, so he's got about another half week left to go of international duty. But aside from international in the USA Youth taking away Johnson, all is good between both Danny Stone and Brian Claben personnel-wise. Orange County on the attack again. Hagar curls it across, but no one able to be on the receiving end. It did touch Doumbia, giving Orange County the first corner of the match.
Of Lancaster, corner kick.
First corner attempt for Orange County. Middle in the pack offensively in terms of goals, but this will be the first time that AV Alta will have to defend the Lancaster Toyota corner kick. Goes low along the goal line, couldn't quite get through. Bouncing up, quick volley attempted, so Lease couldn't get it through as Doty hustles back. Interesting to see how this tournament has panned out, especially in these cross-league matchups between the Championship and League One. We've had a plethora of upsets, but not any of them between these two teams. Every team has been able to hold par so far, especially for this very championship-loaded group in Group 2, where you have 5 championship teams and the 1 League One squad, who is AV Alta. Aside from Orange County, Phoenix Rising, New Mexico, El Paso, and Colorado Springs, the reigning champs. How many of your heavy hitters in the Western Conference are on this side of the table as well? El Paso, the top goal-scoring unit in regular season play, leading the group going into the evening, as the follow-up could make its way through. Orange County on the attack again. Still hustling near the corner flag before it's eventually poked out of play. These are two teams who very much have made a big push to emphasize the youth within their respective rosters. Very much not a secret for Brian Claben and AV Alta, considering they are the youngest team in USL League One. They're actually under 23 years of age on average. As for Orange County, they are second in that department in the championship side, only a half a year older than AV Alta's squad. Consider what these two teams have gone through in the LA region, bringing not only soccer to the LA area and increasing the blueprint there, but also what they have been able to do within an overall congested market that has just been able to consistently produce support no matter where they've gone, trying to force their way ahead. Colin Anderson. He got some work on with Doty and Pruitt in the vicinity. McKinnon out to Alta. Anderson trying to use that speed to stretch the field, something that Brian Claben has made very well known in our discussion with him of how that was one of the reasons they brought him in the early portion of the season, to stretch the field, get behind the defense, and cause all sorts of issues that way, considering he was a very high-end sprinter in his high school days. Has also been very successful in the soccer senses too, being a former JPL Golden Boot. Looking for the former League One Golden Boot, Lion McKinnon laid it back. Hagart centers. Silla. Orange County retreat. Solis around. Doty. Lion McKinnon to center. The rebound is loose, as that was blocked off by Pajaro. But it's back in for Orange County. Across again. Can't beat Ceja. Mariona collects. This is something we'll be able to expect a lot of as this match goes on. These are two teams who can be very scrappy no matter where you put them on the field. Especially because they both have so much to prove as some of the younger teams in their respective leagues between USL League One and the Championship. Danny Stone making note to us of how he really wants to have a style that can translate no matter what the circumstances. As Silla collects it from deep, and it's well missed, but a good attempt on frame. This was our last attempt, as This was a try from outside. It looked like it was dropped off to Liam McKinnon. If there's anyone from Orange County that you want to maybe feed, that would be it. Bouncing around. Higuereta couldn't get there. Ben Alcazar scrapping with Higuereta. Starting between the pipes for Orange County, Tetsuya Kadono, 25-year-old from Irvine. The man of Japanese descent has not played in regular season action for 2026 campaign so far, but he does have 2 games played in this competition where Orange County have been unable to get a win in front of him, but he does have 2 clean sheets across 2 matches in the 2025 Jägermeister Cup. Been a part of Orange County for 2 seasons now after spending his time with Cal State Fullerton. So pretty much has been within the SoCal region pretty much from the get-go. Wanting to jar it free, couldn't get ahead. Had Silla charging towards the box, but instead it's all the way back towards Brewitt. Hagart. Shoved down from center as Lay got a hand to the back of Silla, and this will give Orange County a free kick opportunity. Tonight's keys to the match are brought to you by Big Bear Lake, where moments on the pitch and in the mountains become tradition. Start yours at bigbear.com. Strong in possession for Brian Claben, very much a part of his identity. And for Orange County and Danny Stone, he talked about maximizing opportunities, not just within the game, but also because of the change-ups in personnel. Everyone that gets inserted needs to take that opportunity too as it's driven towards net. Ben Alcazar with the distance try. Doesn't get past the wall in green as Solis backpedals. Turned over. Anderson might have a lane. Way to jar it free. Efren Solis to recover back. Especially for Colin Anderson, where just a little over half of his total goals professionally came in that 2022-23 JPL Golden Boot season. He had 20 of them. He sits on 39 goals in his pro career entering today. But his side cough it up and give Orange County a freebie on a throw-in. Silla swirls away from Alassane. OC still on. Chick-fil-A Lancaster and Palmdale are proud to partner with AV Alta. Eat more chicken with the new Chick-fil-A season ticket and family packs, giving you a free original chicken sandwich every match. Check out all match tickets by visiting avaltafc.com. The green wall and the AV Alta faithful taking over things here in Lancaster since joining the USL League One ranks last year. One of 5 expansion teams then. One of the early games in that campaign was the Open Cup match against Orange County. That fateful day here in Lancaster where you had everything in the mix. You had comebacks, you had red cards, you had a PK shootout, a full 120. But Orange County looking for revenge at this very stadium. Attempting to serve. Getting out is Haggart. Haggart for goal, just wide. You have to really give it to a guy like Chris Haggart. He only has 1 goal so far in regular season play, but he has been on a bit of a heater as of late. With 3 goal contributions in the last 2 matches, including a goal for Haggart in regular season action. Christian Ortiz attempting to jar it loose. AV Alta, we mentioned in the keys to the game, just staying strong in possession, something that Brian Claiborne always looks forward to, just trying to maintain, pretty much playing keep away, especially because of the way that it translates to all levels of soccer. Because their teams are so young, they know the opportunity to grow is most certainly there. OC on the attack, ricochet, just wide of McKinnon into the hands of Doumbia. Tune in to CBS Sports Network Wednesday, June 10th for a USL Eastern Conference Championship clash under the lights. Tampa Bay Rowdies defend home turf against battle-tested Charleston Battery. 7 p.m. Eastern. Catch all the action June 10th on CBS SN. It's a foot race. Anderson unable to beat out his man. He had Espy from behind. You have to look out with that center back tandem of Espy and Brewitt. Espy only 17 years of age. Previously of LAFC, as it's cut down. Marriage couldn't do anything with it. Marriage making his first appearance in about a month. Last time out on the 2nd of May in Sacramento. That was his lone appearance with Orange County. Something that Danny Stone made very apparent to us in our discussion with him. Take a look at Brian Claiborne. Very much a similar style, actually. Very much young, very much developmental, not so much focusing on any individual one player or one guy to kind of carry the load offensively. Very much a team effort in the respective strengths. For Orange County, it's very much at the defending side of things, considering what they have been able to do defensively. In terms of the top 3 fewest goals allowed are Orange County. And for Brian Claiborne, they hit a wall a little bit in the early portion of the year before really picking things up. Didn't get their first regulation win until May 9th, or AV Alta, in a 2-1 game against Fort Madison. They haven't looked back since. 3 wins and 1 draw since the beginning of May are AV Alta in regular season action. Only lost in the mix to El Paso in round 2 of the Cup. Wynham winds up. Mariona dragged down in a battle with Chota. What an escape. Aiming for McKinnon. Pajaro is likely going to have his eyes all over Liam McKinnon today. This is something you can expect a lot of for AV Alta. Very dominant in possession, very comfortable hanging on to the ball, and just playing keep away. And possibly just because of the nature of the identity, the understanding of it, and the execution of it also, they weren't really able to get their full grasp and potential of what they could do until about 2 months into the year. Sliding by, Hagart to the top, couldn't get through. It did go off the defender last, so it's a second corner for Orange County.
Lancaster corner kick.
All corners brought to you by Toyota of Lancaster. As the green wall stares on, second corner attempt. As OC's Hagart on the far side. Spinning out, McKinnon heads it down but missed. As AV Alta's brand new 2026 El Clasico kit is on sale in stadium and online now, courtesy of Hummel, the club's official jersey provider. Check out the full line of new AV Alta gear, including the new Poppy collection, by visiting shop.avaltafc.com. Anderson backpedaling, getting grappled and fouled. You have Miguel Ibarra trying to pull Brandon Stevis for a chat. As we take a look at Danny Stone. Last time out versus Oakland was actually his 50th regular season match, leading the way for Orange County since he took over in August 2024 on an interim stint, which became a head coaching stint in 2 years later. He has continuously found a way to build this club up. Ibarra leaves it for Higuereta. Higuereta to curl. The header's missed. It's loose. It scores! But offside. But it's offside. A great effort by Miguel Pajaro to get the opening goal of the game, so they thought. And as the service comes in, you have a whole flurry of green bodies just a little bit ahead of Orange County's defense. You had Lay, you had Pajaro. They were both about maybe a foot to a yard offside. Not by much, but it was there. But if you're AV Alta, that is something to build on. That is something that you can be confident about. for an attack that really started to blossom in the last couple of months. They've grown up into a top 6 unit with 15 goals across 10 games. They've put multi-goal outings across each of their 3 regular season games in the month of May. Until they got shut out versus Fort Wayne to the result of a scoreless draw. But also against Fort Wayne, they had to deal with a second yellow card as Alassane got sent off just outside of halftime. And that also forced AV Alta to play an entire half, 1 man down, which really reduced any probability of AV Alta securing a win or even getting a goal at that point, considering how Fort Wayne was peppering them the entire match. And also last time they were here in Lancaster Municipal Stadium, it was demolition of the New York Cosmos 4-0. If you come just here at home alone, they have a 6-0 goal differential in their last 2 matches back here at the hangar. And one of those including the breakout party of Santiago Higuereta, who starts at only 17 years old. Alta continue to backpedal as Orange County look to bust the door open. Straight unbeaten in regular season play for OC. Win against Oakland, a draw against Colorado Springs. Galloping through before it's fed back. And you have control again between SB and Bruitt. Nice turn, Chris Hagart. Currently 1 assist away from the lead in the Golden Playmaker race in the championship. He's got 3 in regular season action. The lead is currently 4. Hagart takes the spill from Pajaro. Distance free kick will be Efren Solis. Short. Hagart. Hagart across, back post and scores! This one will count. Bruitt bangs it home, and Orange County take the lead. On one end, a set-piece goal did not count for AV Alta. On the other end, this one does go for Orange County. Hagart showing his playmaking prowess once again. As he curls it, Bruitt gets lost in the mix, heads it home, and for Bruitt, he opens the scoring for Orange County. He has not scored a goal yet this season, as all goals are brought to you by Snow Orthodontics. Score your best smile with Snow. AV Alta looked like they were building some of the early confidence with that disallowed goal. But it is Orange County who will actually be able to maximize on their attempts, as they had 5 shot attempts to the early portion of the match. And finally, they get one behind Jabril Doumbia. Brewitt from Hagart. As the official marking of the scoring to open things up in the 27th. Consider how much youth Danny Stone's unit has. Part of that is very deliberate, noting how he really wants to find guys that have still something to prove, especially because they want to help them build an environment for success. An environment built on teamwork, relying on each other, transparency. As it will go back towards AV Alta. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Half an hour in, Brewitt the lone goal only 3 minutes ago. The helper from Chris Hagart on the set piece. Which is where we stand through the half an hour. Still yet to get a singular shot attempt is AV Alta. And that's really a question for the home side, considering that there's a lot of opportunities to be had. They've really focused on some of the defensive efforts over the last several weeks, especially in set-piece situations. Those have typically been able to make or break no matter what the situation is. Orange County have been really strong when getting on the front foot so far this year. But the 8 games they scored first, 5 of them have been wins, 2 of them were draws. As it almost got turned over by Lay, Higuereta keeps it in play and in favor of AV Alta. Deep ball. Almost there for Ibarra. Hagart. And this will draw a yellow card as Hagart's down to ground. We have a tangle up between Ibarra and Hagar, and the late slide that gets called. All yellow cards are presented to you by Paris Law Firm, the nation's best for personal injury attorneys. Ball to Lay, who got the yellow card pointed in his direction in the 33rd. Pushing it ahead, Orange County from deep, took a ricochet and hits the roof. Another corner given to OC, however. Another corner presented to you by Toyota of Lancaster. Hagart just served up the opening goal on a stoppage. Might have a chance to do so again.
Toyota of Lancaster corner kick. Toyota of Lancaster driving the penalty.
It'll be Haggart, headed, off a defender, still loose, and offside. And you have a man down also. That is Mabumu Alassane grabbing what looks like his face. This was that last piece of contact on the corner, and there actually wasn't any player there. He just took that redirected ball straight to the head. Just an unfortunate angle from Mabumu Alassane. 22-year-old from Benin. Former Benin Youth International. As we have direction of traffic from Danny Stone and Brian Clavin throughout this mix. And always good to see the respective injured player back on their feet. Experience the best night in the AV. The 2026 season schedule is presented by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. AV Alta summer schedule is here with Sarasota Paradise on the 10th. It includes the first ever job fair at AV Alta prior to kickoff. Don't miss the opportunity to meet nearly 30 industry leaders from the AV, from aerospace to hospitality. Kickoff set for 8. Tickets are on sale now. Get yours before they're gone at avaltafc.com. Sarasota Paradise earlier in the evening, getting the best of their fellow Southwest Florida rival, FC Naples. Amongst the whole slate of matches in round 3 of the USL Cup. McKinnon lays it out to Haggart. Has Doty alongside. Elects to walk it back. Grasping is Higuereta. He'll take the foul. Brennan Stevis pulling Grayson Doty for a chat. Hopefully Doty, similar to last free kick, can explore a new connection and get the opening goal like they did earlier. Maybe another one in the works with Haggart nearby. You also have Solis charging in, but it will be the long service. As Doumbia goes to punch it out, it's still available. Orange County will take the throw. Diagonal to Haggart. Doty follows up, instead inward, back to Haggart, dancing through. And neither Haggart nor Doty could get to it as Valdo lay. AV Alta eventually will take the benefit of a free kick. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. And to be within the green wall of Lancaster, most certainly One of the most raucous environments across all of USL League One. How many potential new fans were built through that Open Cup run from a year ago? Although eventually got snapped by FC Dallas of Major League Soccer, getting a cup set against the USL Championship side most certainly could help that case. So already 2 changes are coming for Brian Claben, as all substitutions are brought to you by Waste Management. Osvaldo Ley is out, as is Mabubu Alassane. For Alassane's intents and purposes, maybe it has something to do with that head contact he took earlier from the ball for Ley. He does have a yellow card in his pocket already, so they'll enter in Jimmy Villalobos and Elliot Jang. Jang, 16 years old from the AV Alta Academy, who was the youngest first-team call-up to AV Alta in their history when he was called up at the time. Jimmy Villalobos, longtime veteran, one of the AV Alta OGs, if you would. Jang getting his first touches of the match by the center circle. Higuereta couldn't maintain possession. Grayson Doty. Grayson Doty scored the lone goal in the 2-1 loss to El Paso last time in the first round of the USL Cup. It was a 2-1 loss to El Paso that opened up the tournament for Orange County, before they would take the loss once again on the road, this time against Phoenix Rising, both of which were losses by 2-1 scorelines. They and AV Alta, both 2 of the 6 teams within Group 2. However, they're the only 2 that have gone not only without a win, but without a point. Tossed in, Jang retreats for Dumpia. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XMFC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights. As Colin Anderson, he's alone, and he scores! Colin Anderson, speed kills, and this game's tied at 1. What a goal for Colin Anderson. This is what Brian Claben's been looking for since he brought him into AV Alta. Right through the legs of Cadono. Splits the 5-hole for the opening goal. And this game has turned. AV Alta's been looking for that chance. That is their first shot attempt. And it is their first goal. As all goals are brought to you by Snow Orthodontics. Score your best smile with Snow. Perhaps the double change by Brian Claben ignited something from his squad. Not necessarily liking the early portion of the match so far, especially because of the overall meritocracy that he really emphasizes with his team. Everything is based off of who is performing at their best, experience, age. Doesn't matter, it's just about who is playing at their best. Despite the youngest roster in all of USL League One, he put it very bluntly, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And Colin Anderson getting the assist from the 16-year-old Elliot Jang. as it might be a moon ball for Anderson once again. Anderson holds up, however. He couldn't control the bouncer. Allows for a help, Higuereta. Higuereta battling and couldn't keep it in. That is the first goal contribution for Elliot Zhang. Have yet to see anything from him so far, considering he's only played a singular game. But Anderson might be trying to hunt for more. At the very least, at the time being, they are hemming in Orange County in their own end.
Reseat that. Not right now, not right now.
Trying to go over the head of Villalobos. You have Solis over there, amongst the many. Ben Alcazar, alongside of Solis. Stoppage time. Has come. There's an extra 2 minutes on the board. The stoppage time of Southwest Healthcare stoppage time is the presenting sponsor there. Southwest Healthcare Palmdale Regional Medical Center brings health in harmony. Visit palmdaleregional.com for more information on all their hospital services. Hagar, he's been dangerous in set pieces all night. He's got another one. Way deep. Couldn't get it back to center. Zhang walks away with Mariona. Because Orange County have been trying to use AB Alta's strategy against them, Mariona has been a bit of a non-factor in this match so far. Mariona has it whistled against him. On play. Orange County didn't have the best go of it in last year's Jägermeister Cup. They were in the middle of 7 teams in Group 3 in 2025's USL Cup. Didn't play any opponents in USL League One. They only had 4 games, all of them within USL Championship opponents. As the League One side came back with a feisty edge to tie this one at 1-1 through 45 plus. The captain, Tom Brewitt, on the Orange County end. And the first time AV Alta man, Colin Anderson, on the other. 1-1 through 45 is where we sit here in Lancaster. What a game it's been to round out round 3 in the USL Cup. This one will count. Brewitt bangs it home on both ends. As we're tied at 1 more from the USL Cup and Lancaster when we come back. We're back at the hangar, Lancaster Municipal Stadium. AV Alta and Orange County tied at 1-1 through the first 45 minutes of play. As we take a look back in match week 2, as we are pretty much close to wrapped up to round 3 of the USL Cup. No one on either of these two sides have made the Team of the Week round 2, but you have to respect the efforts of MD Myers and what Dominic Casciaro has done with the Tampa Bay Rowdies and Bobby Murphy of Portland Hearts of Pine. After round 2 was done and over with, came out with the lead in his respective group, with the League One side over the myriad of championship opponents in their mix as well. We got to take a look at the best of everyone in the USL Cup. Let's take a look at the best individual moments in round number 2.
Going for goal!
The Rowdies remained unbeaten in all competitions thanks to an impressive start at Pitbull Stadium. Louis Perez in space, but the runs from MD Myers and Dolabella created. Watch him step in, take a touch, move to his left, off the post and in, an eclectic strike for the Rowdies is your Prinx Tires USL Cup goal of the round.
Will be Quazera. Good ball. Back post. May have been knocked away by Morse. It stays out.
Trying to come back across where it comes from, and Hunter Morse. That was
Morse. Wow.
Wonderful save yet again.
"42 clubs in the USL Championship and League One will form 7 groups filled out by region. Each club will play 4 group matches, and when the dust settles, the 7 group winners will advance along with 1 wildcard team, not 2 wildcards like last year. The remaining 8 clubs will be drawn into 4 quarterfinal matches with 1 stipulation. The wildcard cannot be drawn against its group winner. The 4 quarterfinal winners will then be drawn for the semifinal round, with the 2 finalists drawn to determine the host for the Prinx Tires USL Cup final.
Prinx Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinx Tires will be there for the long haul.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
This week on USL All Access, the 19-year-old rookie for Charleston Battery, Colton Swan, joins the show.
just one of 3 players called outside of the MLS pyramid, and only 2 from USL Championship play. Why has his star been on the rise recently for the Charleston Battery? And what's next for the U.S. Youth National Team player? Prinx Tires Cup. Back this weekend, what group do you have to keep an eye on?
We're back in Lancaster, 1-1 between AV Alta and Orange County FC. It is a party no matter where you are in LA, including the bubble party over on the sideline. Well, a lot of fun during the halftime break, but before we continue on here in half number 2, we look ahead at the future schedule. AV Alta's upcoming schedule presented by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. We got Sarasota Paradise on the docket up next as they have a follow-up with Spokane Velocity as well before going to Greenville. A tough task in Spokane, but 2 games where it's very winnable between Sarasota and Greenville for AV Alta. As for Orange County, their upcoming schedule is also brought to you by Morongo, and they have a whole host of road games coming up. They have road games in their next 5 in regular season play, considering that their facilities are being used as one of the base camps in the upcoming FIFA World Cup, so they will not be home until July 11th when they host Colorado Springs. Our out-of-town scores are brought to you by Visit Big Bear, and 2 games through the rest of the group in Group 2. New Mexico very much handily taking the game to Phoenix Rising as Colorado Switchbacks and Colorado Springs Switchbacks and El Paso Locomotive fighting for the top slot within the group, but they are scoreless through the first half of play. We will have more from round 3 of the Prinx Tires USL Cup when we come back.
It is halftime in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. The drama is building in all groups. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines from League One and the championship. The lone unbeaten club in both leagues is putting up dominant numbers in a 2026 turnaround. The Tampa Bay Rowdies have scored first in all 13 of their matches in all competitions this year. But if you break it down to just 11 games in the championship, the Rowdies have outshot their opponents 50-28 so far. Congratulations to Greenville Triumph for opening the latest of the new stadiums in League One. The Triumph began play in GE Vernova Park with a win over Forward Madison. League One now boasts 3 brand new stadiums in 2026. Young players are starting to earn more and more playing time in League One and the USL Championship. How about Santiago Higuereta from AV Alta? He scored his first professional goal in Week 12. At age 17 years, 249 days old, Higuereta is the youngest goal scorer in AV Alta history, and he beats out Vigo Ortiz of Charlotte Independence by 43 days for the League One youngest player to score this season. Upcoming national spotlight games next Wednesday, the Rowdies and Charleston Battery, Forward Madison and Fort Wayne on the 17th, and Las Vegas and Orange County on the CBS Sports Network. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
Insurance companies are not your friend. In fact, their sole job is to make certain you get as little as possible at a time when you need it the most. At the Paris Law Firm, we have a long track record of forcing insurance companies to pay you every penny that you're owed. If you've been hurt in a crash, call us at the Paris Law Firm so we can help you in your time of need.
Are you wondering who belongs at Antelope Valley College? Let me introduce you to some students. Dreamers.
Career builders.
Transfer students.
Working parents. Veterans.
Student athletes.
First-generation students.
In short, you belong at AVC.
We're here for you, so visit avc.edu and apply today.
Prinx Tires is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Built for practical performance and the long haul, Prinx delivers reliability for everyday drivers like you. Visit PrinxTireUSA.com to learn more. 1-0 through 45 minutes of play, but plenty of action between Orange County and AV Alta as halftime highlights are presented by Modelo's. Things wanted to get started off with Chris Haggard right out of the gate, but got blocked in front. You had Pajaro and Alassane in the mix, but in the 23rd minute, there would eventually be chances for AV Alta. This looked like it was going to be the first goal of the game, banged in by Miguel Pajaro as he got blocked on the other end, but instead it is offside. But on the other end, Orange County would eventually get theirs as it would be Haggard and then Pruitt with the elevation for the opening goal of the game. That opened things up 1-0 for Orange County as in the 42nd minute, what feed here by Elliot Jang finding Colin Anderson in space. The speedster by himself through the fire pole of Tetsuya Kadono, and he had no chance against Anderson. As halftime stats are also brought to you by Modelo. Possession pretty even, but for AV Alta, not very many attempts because Orange County, whenever they get the ball, they just go straight to the other net, really trying to focus on getting bodies there, the emphasis there, the offense and the attack to barrage AV Alta, and they've done a good job so far, but we're still tied through 45 minutes of play. Where we change end, AV Alta in the green. They'll go right to left in the second half. As for Orange County, left to right in the orange and black as we begin for the second half of round 3 in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Ryan Lee and our entire ESPN Plus crew, and also welcoming in all that might be viewing on KCAL in the LA region at Lancaster Municipal Stadium in Lancaster, California. Both teams have yet to find any points within this tournament so far, but considering 0 wins either in PKs or regulation, at the very least, one of these two teams will most certainly walk away from that as Pruitt just lets that one fly out of play. There's a 9-1 shot attempts advantage for Orange County, but in the stat that really matters, the shots on target, those are level, and both teams only have the one, and that was the one that got on the board for them respectively. Really beautiful day here in Southern California, 65 degrees, pretty much no wind to speak of. And for AV Alta, they really could have used that goal considering they were on a bit of a drought going into today. No goals in 241 minutes consecutively. They got blanked out versus Fort Wayne in a 0-0 draw, and then also got shut out to a 2-0 loss to El Paso. It was in the near the tail end of their 4-0 win against New York Cosmos, and then today's game. Probably much needed for an attack that finally found its sea legs in AV Alta enough to be within the top 6 of USL League One, as a takedown is going to force Apollo Marinch to adjust himself to his feet. Orange County, they scored their first goal on a set piece. Offense for Orange County, in part because they don't get a lot of attempts, but these free kicks have been beneficial to them. It's Marinch and Haggard. It is Haggard to cross it, but it's held on by Dumbia. Dumbia not having to really do a lot so far in this match. His side will have to take care of business as possession does get flipped from the throw-in. Alta's been in a very similar position before, even their last match in the USL Cup against El Paso, where they were level at half, but the doors blew open. Happened to El Paso, where they're scoreless, however, as Orange County are on the attack as they try to hunt. Doumbia with a save, no rebound available. This was the last attempt, and you have to really appreciate what Chris Haggard is trying to do, especially as one of the more experienced guys on this Orange County roster. 3 years within the OC program, despite only being 24. Spent some time away from the US in Norway in 2024 after spending pretty much the entire beginning portion of his career in the US. Spent time with the Seattle Sounders organization before going to Georgetown, and was pretty much cycled around the USL ranks before joining Charlotte FC of Major League Soccer in 2022. Went to Norway in 24. Service, not there. You still got Haggard working alongside Grayson Doty. That did clip a defender on the way, so it is another Orange County corner. All 4 corners in this game have gone to Orange County, brought to you by Toyota of Lancaster. Serve short. Shota chips it. Might have stayed in play. No, it did not. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. It'll be a really interesting couple of matches for AV Alta. Not just 1-3 straight at home, but at least once they get back to regular season action in the midweek, they are pretty much right in the midst of a aggressive playoff run when they play Sarasota Paradise on Wednesday. As it stands, 3-2-5 through 10 matches for AV Alta. They are right on the playoff line at 8th place. There's an Alta side that missed, not by much. They only missed by about a game's worth of points last year. Down in 9th place, they most certainly could take everything they can get, as Sarasota and Greenville are amongst the teams in the League One table in the rear. Jang dislodged. Mariona picks up the loose change. Ibarra hustles back. Captain this team, well, most experienced by a long shot, as he is 1 game away from 350 in his pro career, is Miguel Ibarra. Whether that was in the USL, Liga MX, or even some time in Major League Soccer. Things got started for him about a dozen years ago was Ibarra. Still getting it done with AV Alta. Mariona, deep ball. Anderson can't catch up before Cadono can. Mariona cradles. Out of play. AV Alta are proud to partner with US Outdoor Lighting, your complete source for outdoor lighting. Visit USA ltg.org. You have one of the AV Alta's defenders trying to make his adjustments. That is Brewitt, the goal scorer in this game. He is the lone man with the goal for OC. The ex-England international. This is his third stop to the US. Almost every single time since, he pretty much made a return back to Europe one way or another. Started off in the English lower leagues in divisions 5 and 6 to start up his career about 8 years ago. Had a quick stop to Tacoma and Hartford, who were both in the USL at the time. Tacoma has since gone on to MLS Next Pro. A couple years back in England, and this is his second year with Orange County, is Brewitt. And a reliable piece for Danny Stone, wearing the armband today. And pretty much the primary captain also, or one of the primary captains. Villalobos cuts it down, Zhang whips it to center. Morange couldn't track it. But Orange County still on. Seen how much of the space has been utilized by Orange County. A big part of the identity of Orange County, as the attempted turnover by AV Alta does get blown dead. One thing that Danny Stone is most certainly happy with, how everyone really understands their role, how it really is a matter of the team. The overall collective togetherness off the field, how it translates when they do play within the confines of game time, and how it's really a full 11 effort. Ibarra, Higuereta pushes forward but rolls it straight to Codono. That is the first save officially made by Tetsuya Codono. His last appearance in goal was in that 2-1 loss to Phoenix last time out. As you have a takedown from behind, Ben Alcazar is writhing at the center circle. Ben Alcazar, one day into 25 years of age. For the Wilton, Connecticut native, formerly of Wake Forest. You can very clearly see that Mariona gets the slide from behind. But good to see Ben Alcazar back on his feet. He did get one of the 3 goals in the last regular season match for OC against Oakland Roots. Back and forth affair for about an hour before things did get closed off. Guzman Silla with the game-winning goal in the 87th would help Orange County stay within the top 2 of USL Championship, boosting them to a 5-2-4 record early on. Stone, happy so far, but also far from over, as coincidental contact is right by the center stripe. A lot of hiccups last year for AV Alta just had to do with building themselves into their identity because of how tedious it really is on some young players, how much involvement is really required to succeed within it, and how the development is probably the hardest part of constructing the unit for Brian Claben. Whiteham forced to be the last man back. He'll boot it to the stands, and Orange County will take the freebie. Doty to center, punched out by Doumbia. Chopped down by Anderson. Mariona. Seha forced to scramble back with Wynham. Toyota of Lancaster are the proud founding partners of AV Alta FC, driving the Antelope Valley forward. Find out more by visiting toyotaoflancaster.com. Orange County on the attack. Instead, they'll retreat. Silla. Got Doty and Hagart. Sends it across, punched by Doumbia, still loose, they can't get there! Mariota gets a swing out, still alive. Silla tightropes the end line. As a stoppage in play, there's a man down inside the box. So was that last service in? It was punched out by Doumbia, it was a loose ball, and Mariota might have hit Chota. It's hard to see based on the angle. Or at the very least, maybe the ball hit him up high. It was Chota and Marinch who were both within that 6-yard box. Doumbia's punch out seemed to have gone off his own defender. Mariano most certainly got the foot up. And whether he got ball or face, unfortunately we'll never know because of no VAR in this tournament. Brian Claben could be content with just taking the set piece out of his own end. Wanting to go deep for Anderson again. Second ever matchup between AV Alta and Orange County SC. First one was in the 2025 US Open Cup. Where things were very dicey throughout a very back and forth game where AV Alta had a lead at one point. Orange County were actually the ones that had to come back. Mamadou War was actually the one who got the game-tying goal in that game. Eventually, 90 solved nothing, 120 solved nothing. Then you had all sorts of craziness in the extra time period. You had a red card go against AV Alta. Brian Claiborne got a red card in that game too. They went to penalties, where you had some misses and saves. Miguel Pajaro buried the game winner with some bandaging. First cup set for AV Alta. Looking for another perhaps, but the pass could not make its way towards Christian Ortiz. As you can watch the USL Championship and League One on ESPN and CBS Sports platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on CBS Sports Golazo and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. The 2025 Jägermeister Cup, AV Alta beat 2 USL Championship opponents across their 4 games. They beat Oakland Roots in PKs, and they also beat Monterey Bay in regulation throughout that set of matches in last year's tournament. Shota tiptoes back to Ben Alcazar. Silla. Shota across. Held off by Doumbia. No one on the rebound. As the loose ball is out. Still 1-1 in round 3 of the USL Cup. And some of what AV Alta were able to do could partially have been affected by a change in the 40th minute. This one's from well deep and well out. Brian Claiborne prepared to make some changes. He has Elias Almash and Godwin Antwi along the sideline. And this is where the changes will be made. Antwi is in for Higuereta. And then Elias Almash will take the place of Javier Mariona. All substitutions are brought to you by Waste Management. Godwin Antwi, the 21-year-old from Ghana. He was on an absolute heater in the month of May, where he had 3 goal contributions in 4 matches. And for Elias Almash, he takes the spot of Javier Mariona, takes his yellow card to the bench. Only 1 appearance in 2026 with AV Alta. And at the same sequence, Yaniv Bazzini, the ex-South Georgia Tormenta Ibis, will take the place of Tom Brewitt. Another change by Waste Management, as changes will be made on both ends of the spectrum. We saw the bit of discomfort that Brewitt was in. So it could have potentially affected what Danny Stone wanted to do. And also with Yaniv Bazzini, you do get an attacking option, considering that he was one of the top goal scorers in the league last year. Elias Almash has space. Almash works it outside. Antwi cuts back. Almash. Almash gets blocked. Rebound out of the box. Ibarra. Elias Almash. still controlling before it's lost. Fazzini walks away with it. Numbers for Orange County. Here's Silla, might have a lane for a 3-on-2. Outside, too high. That was well deep into the stands, but you did have the effort, you did have numbers. You had Silla, who actually slipped out of a attempted jersey tug. And like we mentioned before, maybe a bit of change in the attack that Danny Stone wants to see. They still have the heavy advantage, 11-2 in attempts, but in the second half, they've only attempted twice. 9 of those 11 attempts came in the opening 45. As Bazzini, or pardon, that's Shota, gets a turnover again, trying to force another. Elias Almesh. Ibarra. Alta going back and forth as we're in the final 20 minutes of regulation. If things do not go to a decided winner by the end of 90+, it is straight to PKs. Unlike the last time these two played, there's no extra half an hour involved. Jang wanted the lane for Anderson. He and SB go back and forth. Enter the Prinx Tires USL Cup Game Day Kit Sweepstakes for your chance to win a prize pack worth up to $2,000. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter today. Tires, a kit, a scarf. You can fit all that in the nice tote bag too. Cadona has been a spectator this half. No shots on target, only one attempt from Alta. Dumbia, a very similar story in the second half so far, only one attempt on target. I had to really stand his ground in that opening half where he had 9 shot attempts go his way, but thankfully for him and Alta, only one of them was on target. Maybe Orange County trying to force the issue a little bit more, considering they don't get a lot of attempts. They're within the bottom 10 of USL Championship in that department. Chances created and the attempts they get per game. Seha gets away from Villalobos. Antwi. Godwin Antwi sprints inward, leaves it for Ortiz. Collision at the edge of the 18. Doesn't matter who you are, there are some disgruntled fans on both sides as Godwin Antwi. It's hard to see who that is on that 18-yard box, but there was coincidental contact. Oh, and that's Hagar. It was Hagar and Antwi going at it. And Hagar was making his way into the play. Antwi just runs into him, attempting to cut inward. And Hagar gets some attention. To the sideline as this injury stoppage is brought to you by Southwest Healthcare. Southwest Healthcare Palmdale Regional Medical Center brings health in harmony. Visit palmdaleregional.com for more information on all of our hospital services. Still 1-all. Anderson and Brewitt in the first half. Hagart got the assist on the Brewitt goal. Stands along the sideline, getting some tactical talk from Danny Stone. As Brian Claiborne, fresh off his 50th game, leading the way for AV Alta. Antwi again. Antwi couldn't keep it in. Eventually taken over by Codono. First team all Big West keeper with Cal State Fullerton and San Diego State. Trying to represent as the lone representative of USL League One in Group 2. 5 teams in the championship, Orange County one of them. El Paso, Colorado Springs. Phoenix and New Mexico, the other games in the group from this evening. 15 minutes to go. Villalobos planning out for Almash. Elias Almash gets around another. Elias Almash from a wide angle and scores! Almash! Oh my! A quarter hour to go! AV Alta lead! Elias Almash, his brother Adam is on the team leading the Golden Boot race in League One. This is only his second game of the season. Slips through all the D, he gets past Chota, he's able to shake off Solis and gets it through Espy and Codono for a goal that could lead this game. And it could be a game winner when it's all said and done. And Danny Stone has some changes to make, as that goal is brought to you by Snow Orthodontics. Score your best mile with Snow. So Apollo Marinch and Nicola Chota are the ones coming off the bench. 2 subs brought to you by Waste Management. Ryan Dogman and Oliver Kernick are the replacements. Kernick, 3 matches played in his pro career, all of them in either the USL Cup in last year or this year. 2 this year, 1 last year. Ryan Dogman, veteran of the group, 4 years with Orange County. 28-year-old from Norway, Norwegian defender, as Ortiz gets dropped down. Now, if you're AV Alta, you'll probably take anything that you can get. Experience the best night in AV Alta. AV Alta matches are the perfect place to make lifelong memories with friends and family. A group of 10 or more can enjoy discounted tickets, exclusive on-field experiences, and private hospitality areas to catch the match. Visit avaltafc.com to learn more and plan a memorable night. Well, this most certainly could be one for the AV Alta faithful if they hold on to a 2-1 lead with 12 minutes to go. 2 shots on target aside for AV Alta. That comes on 3 attempts. But Orange County might be striking, centering. Bazzini and McKinnon couldn't get together. Orange County throw. Ryan McKinnon has been a big non-factor in the second half, as an inadvertent handball will blow the play down. On the NCAA national champion, Bazzini. 2024 team with Vermont. Went to the pros with Tormenta, where he was amongst one of the elite goal scorers in the league with his 12 goals within the top 5. Second year pro, goes to the championship with Orange County. Regular season play, AV Alta have yet to find a win when conceding the opening goal. They might do so here in this tournament. McKinnon couldn't dance around as Almesh dislodges. Villalobos got an assist on the Elias Almesh goal. As Eric Hernandez joins the 4th official, Rafael Bonilla. He will take the place of Colin Anderson up top, as another substitution brought to you by Waste Management. 21st minutes. That is the 5th and final sub that Coach Craven has at his disposal. Keep in mind, he did use 2 of those subs in the first half. And Anderson goes to the bench, as does Brewitt, the opening goal scorer for both sides. Have their nights cut short. But for Brian Craven and company, they want to emphasize some of the defense, especially the last couple of weeks. At least in regular season play, they haven't allowed a goal in their last 2 matches. They held off Fort Wayne even though they were down a man for a half. Quick free kick coming for Orange County. They still have a man down, but they go quick. Silla. All sorts of scrambling on that far side as Dogman jars it free to center. Unable to link up as Hagar gets back into the play. So because Anderson took too long to exit the field, Eric Hernandez is forced to hold up. One of the new rules from FIFA about substitution timing. So temporarily 11v10 before a lot of time expires. Bazzini. Back outside, Hagar to center. Header's not there. Collecting, Silla too high. And that should be enough time for Eric Hernandez to officially get into the game. AV Alta and Orange County SC. 2 teams yet to get a point in this tournament, either via PK or win. 2 regulation losses for each of them. At least one of them will get some points today. And at least one of them, in some way, shape, or form, will get a win today. Whether or not Orange County do force things into PKs or AV Alta hold on is to be determined. Brian Claben made emphasis on one of his assistants, Cesar Santos, talking about the defensive work they've done as of late. Keeping Fort Wayne off the board, even down to 10 men to the volume of 17 shot attempts and 5 corners, 3 on target from Fort Wayne last time out. And they still held on to that game scoreless to at least get a point. Could they do so here with a cup set in play as it's blocked off Antwi? And Antwi goes down. This is the cat and mouse game that we can expect, especially towards the tail end of these games. Silla. Chipped towards the box. Can't locate Dogman. Silla, top of the area, took a clip, and Dumbia able to smother. You could argue that's probably one of the things to deal with when you don't have that #1 offensive producer, that key goal scorer or offensive contributor. For Orange County, it's been very much about an 11, just the best 11 of the moment. Especially for a team that's had to rotate so many guys because of age and minutes, injuries here and there. Where can that moment come from? Yaniv Bazzini gets a strip, lost control as he took contact to a yellow card for Villalobos. Cards brought to you by Paris Law Firm, the nation's best for personal injury attorneys. 87th minute yellow card for Villalobos. A very deep set piece for Chris Hagard. Has an assist on the day already. Touched in play by Solis. Attempt inside, blocked off by Antwi. Maybe Alta get it out of the way. Alta have actually been a much stronger defensive team than they were last year. Built their way up with their several defensive efforts. The second most clean sheets and the top 5 fewest goals in League One. Agard takes contact from Hernandez. Silla. Sweeps it outside. Can be captained by Dogman. Elevated for Dumbia. For AV Alta, one of 3 consecutive home games. They host Sarasota on Wednesday before getting a visit from last year's and the 2024 finalist Spokane Velocity. Orange County go to New Mexico a week from now. Yellow card out of the pocket once again from Brendan Stevens against AV Alta. It's Elias Hamesh. Grayson Doty will exit for the game. Pedro Guimaraes is the replacement. Guimaraes actually hasn't played since the first match of the USL Cup against El Paso, as all substitutions are brought to you by Waste Management. And for Guimaraes, his time with Orange County slowly dwindling as he's expected to transfer to Frankfurt on July 1st. Maybe the magic for Orange County. Hagar. Touched off by Antwi, who draws the foul. Have been able to manage was the lesser end of the possession, something that they are very fond of. Just haven't been able to do so against this championship side, as there are going to be stoppage time added on from Southwest Healthcare stoppage time. Southwest Healthcare, Palmdale Regional Medical Center brings health in harmony. Visit palmdaleregional.com for more information on all their hospital services. 4 added minutes to this match. 4 final minutes of opportunities for Orange County before they expire, but a chance to shake off a man. Centering feed, headed down, but not enough on it. You had Kernick and Bazzini all in the mix. Same with Guimaraes. We've seen all the attacking reinforcements that Danny Stone were trying to get in there in the last several minutes, as Oliver Kernick gets back on his feet. Had to be careful there as Cadona almost coughed it up. 2 minutes down of 4. Bazzini with room, wanted to lead it before it's cleared out by Alta once again. AV Alta were the victims of a cup set back in March when the UPSL's Valley 559 beat them here at the Hangar 1-0 in the opening round of the US Open Cup. Fast forward about 3 months, they have a chance to do the same against USL Championships Orange County for a second consecutive season. Consecutive games on the road coming up for Orange County. Two of them against Western Conference opponents with New Mexico and Las Vegas before they take 2 games out east between Miami, Rhode Island, and Hartford. AV AV Alta can use this to further boost their standing above the playoff line where they sit at 8th. Godwin Antwi at the top of the box. Antwi sliding through will just eat up seconds, and Orange County will accept a free kick at this point. Silla and Hagar very displeased. Game on the docket tomorrow. This is the last slate of games in today's slate. Antwi for goal, too high. And this is going to do it. It's a SoCal Cup set. For the second straight year, AV Alta beat the championship side, Orange County. A tough battle for Orange County, but AV Alta clawed back. A comeback. A cup set in Southern Cal. Elias Almesh, the game winner, our man of the match, from Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. The game-winning goal in the 76th. As we will wrap things up at the hangar on the other end of this break. Full time brought to you by Pepsi as we close up in the USL Cup when we come back. We get ready to wrap things up in the Antelope Valley. They were hanging on by a thread, but they get the job done when it's all said and done. AV Alta claw back to a 2-1 comeback win in the USL Cup. As our full-time presented by Pepsi, our full-time stats and highlights are brought to you by Chick-fil-A, Lancaster, and Palmdale. Eat more chicken, and a lot of opportunities for both ends, especially when you have the early goal by Brewitt only a half an hour into the game. But just before the start of halftime, look at this feed from Elliot Chang, right on the dot for Colin Anderson, streaking all by himself, able to beat Codono in the 5-hole. No mistake about it, 1v1 with a speedster like Anderson is so dangerous no matter who is there. And 49th minute, opportunities would come. Our save of the match is brought to you by JB4. Our save of the game is brought to you by Edwards Federal Credit Union, your AV Alta fan card today, your club, your card. Find out more at edwardsfcu.org. Only save of the match from Jabril Doumbia. And then the 76, our play of the match is presented by Pepsi as Elias Almesh. Look at his individual effort, not just getting through one defender, got through, but when you see the one coming in with, that was Solis who got a missed chance, SB through, and through the legs of Codono as well. An individual effort through 4 defenders to get to that game-winning goal for the young 20-year-old, as our full-time stats are presented by Chick-fil-A, Lancaster, and Palmdale. Eat more chicken. AV Alta are able to make the most of their chances. It seemed like Orange County wanted to try to beat AV Alta at their own strategy, but if you don't get those shots towards target, they're essentially squandered, and just giving possession back to AV Alta on those goal kicks or no offsides on the other end. But the concept still stands. If you're not getting them on target, you're not maximizing your opportunities, something that Danny Stone really emphasized going into today, not just in terms of the attacking end of the pitch, but also in terms of guys stepping up and their opportunity to play and have minutes. And if you don't make the most of it, then it just goes from bad to worse, no matter who you are, as that is where things lie through 90 minutes of play. It was a busy one here at Lancaster Municipal Stadium, but a comeback cup set in Southern California to wrap up round 3 in the USL Cup. AV Alta take down Orange County once again, this time in regulation, the final 2-1 for our entire USL League, our entire USL Cup on ESPN Plus platforms, and those watching on KCAL. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.